So you lost your job, or maybe you were temporarily laid off, or your hours were reduced. Now what are you going to do? Well, here at the Delaware Department of Labor's Division of Unemployment Insurance, we'd like to try and help. But first, we need to determine your eligibility. Now, remember what your mom taught you.
Honesty is the best policy.
You must be completely honest and accurate when answering our questions. First, we're going to ask you, hello, what brings you in today? This could be any number of things. Were you laid off?
No work.
Did you quit?
I'm out of here.
Were you fired? You're fired. Were your hours reduced? Any other reason? That wasn't difficult, right? Next, who was your last employer? Here are a few tips to help you. If you worked at a job but you haven't been paid yet for the work, this still counts as your last employer. Your last employer includes a temporary job. And here's where it gets a little tricky. Even if you only worked at a job for an hour, that counts as your last employer. We have a saying around here, last is last. Got it? Good. Also, be prepared to list your past employers' names and addresses and your dates of employment for the last 24 months. Now, let's see some ID. You must bring one of the following combinations for your identification. Combination 1, your Social Security card and valid driver's license. It can be a valid driver's license from any state. Combination 2, your Social Security card and non-driver picture ID issued by a state motor vehicle agency. It can be a valid picture ID from any state. Combination 3, your Social Security card and passport. Combination 4, your Social Security card and military ID. Combination 5, your Social Security card and INS ID. Individuals with INS status will need to provide valid documentation. Combination 6, your valid driver's license or passport and any official document with your full Social Security number indicated. Now, you might be wondering, what's an official document with my full Social Security number indicated? A few examples include a Form W-2, a pay stub, or a tax document.
Okay.
Combination 7, your non-driver picture ID issued by a state motor vehicle agency or passport and any official document with your full Social Security number indicated. When you bring in your ID, we swipe them through a document authenticator, similar to what's used by the Department of Motor Vehicles. If any of your documents fail, your claim will still be taken.
Phew.
But it'll be labeled as pending until you produce another acceptable combination that passes the swipe test. And here's an important note. You must return within 3 business days to hold your claim date.
Okay.
Returning after 3 days will result in an updated claim date as well as possibly having to refile completely.
Yikes.
So what exactly does lack of work mean? Has your business closed? Were you laid off? Sorry, no work. Remember, being fired isn't lack of work. You're fired. Were your hours reduced? We need you, but for less hours. If your regular full-time hours were reduced, you may be eligible for a reduced benefit amount.
Wow.
Are you currently getting severance pay? If you answered yes, please provide your severance documentation for review. Federal civilian employees, military personnel, or those who are self-employed may file their claims online. Federal civilian employees, you will need to have your SF-8 and SF-50 handy when filing. Military personnel, please have your DD-214, Member 4, and a recent LES pay stub available when filing. Within a few days of filing, you will receive a letter requesting for you to complete a form and to send copies of your particular paperwork to the Delaware Department of Labor Division of Unemployment Insurance. Now, this is really important, so listen up. Claims aren't backdated. File your claim as soon as you become unemployed or your hours are reduced. The effective date of your unemployment claim is the Sunday of the week in which you file your claim. Make all requests for your weekly benefit payments through telebenefits or web benefits. Remember, the Division of Unemployment Insurance's payment week begins on Sunday and runs through the following Saturday. Please remember to request your benefits on the first Sunday after you file your new or reopened claim, and each week you're eligible.
Okay.
Now, some claims can be considered payable very quickly.
Woohoo!
However, depending upon your separation or the reason why you're out of work, an adjudication may need to be completed by a claims deputy, and it could take a few weeks to determine your eligibility.
Oh, man.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Show me the money.
Yeah.
How do you determine your weekly benefit amount?
I don't know.
Your weekly benefit amount is calculated using your reported earnings in the base period.
Huh?
The base period is the first 4 calendar quarters of the last 5 completed quarters.
What?
I know, it seems confusing, but I'm here to help.
Phew.
The 4 calendar quarters are January 1st to March 31st, April 1st to June 30th, July 1st to September 30th, and October 1st to December 31st. Next, find the illustration of base period in your claimant handbook. Let's say you file your claim on June 15th.
All right.
June is in this quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we can't use this quarter or the one before it, so we will use the 4 quarters from last year. You'll use your gross earnings or income to make your base pay calculation. This is income before, not after, taxes and deductions. Now, determine the 2 quarters where you made the most money.
Okay.
Let's say you made $4,000 in the first quarter, $6,000 in the second quarter, $5,000 in the third quarter, and $6,000 in the fourth quarter. Since you made the most money in the second and fourth quarters, you will add these 2 quarters together to equal $12,000. Once you calculate your total gross earnings from your 2 highest quarters, you can look up your approximate weekly benefit amount in your claimant handbook. That wasn't too difficult, was it? If found eligible, no one will receive less than $20 or more than $330 per week.
Okay.
Now, you might be wondering, how many weeks will I receive benefits?
Yeah.
The number of weeks you may receive benefits depends on your total wages during your entire base period. You're entitled to benefits totaling 50% of your base period wages or up to 26 weeks, whichever is less.
Okay.
Now, what's your benefit year?
Yeah.
Your benefit year starts on the Sunday of the first week in which you file a claim and are found eligible for benefits. It continues for a period of 1 calendar year. I know what you're thinking. If you receive benefits for 26 weeks, what happens the other 26 weeks in that calendar year?
Yeah.
If you draw all your benefits for that year, you can't receive any additional weekly benefit payment within that benefit year. That means for the next 26 weeks, you can't get unemployment insurance from the state.
Oh.
And benefits can't be paid in a second benefit year unless you have new employment, earn at least 10 times your new benefit amount, and meet all other eligibility requirements. Now, what if you're a seasonal worker?
Ho, ho, ho.
A seasonal worker isn't someone who works during the holidays. It's not like a mall Santa or a lifeguard at the beach.
Surf's up, dude.
The state of Delaware defines seasonal employment as the first processing of agricultural or seafood products. You're a seasonal worker if you're employed by an identified seasonal employer, even if you don't work directly with the agricultural or seafood product.
Oh.
If 75% or more of your base period wages are from seasonal employment, as defined by Delaware law, you'll only be eligible to receive benefits for those months in which you were employed. For instance, if you only work from May to September, you'll only be eligible to draw benefits from work during those months.
Okay.
Once your claim is processed, a monetary determination will be made, and you'll receive a copy of your Notice of Monetary Determination. Some things to look for on this notice include the name or names of your employer or employers, the wages earned in each calendar quarter, your weekly benefit amount, the duration of your claim. If any of the information on your Notice of Monetary Determination is incorrect, report it immediately to your local unemployment insurance office. When reporting an error, please bring your Social Security card and proof of the error in the form of a pay stub or a W-2 form. You may file an appeal. Now, in each claim benefit year, a 1-week waiting period must be observed before unemployment insurance benefits can be paid to you. In order to be credited for your 1-week waiting period, you must meet all the eligibility requirements of unemployment insurance benefits, including properly filing and not having excessive earnings. Benefits are not paid for the 1-week waiting period. Now, let's review the most important eligibility requirements for unemployment insurance.
Okay.
Number 1, you must be partially or totally out of work through no fault of your own. Always be honest and accurate about how you lost your job. Number 2, you must be able and available for work, to attend appointments at the Department of Labor or to go on interviews. Not having childcare or transportation aren't excuses for missing interviews or appointments. And you can't be on vacation while collecting unemployment insurance benefits. Unless it's an approved school or training verified by our Employment and Training Office, you can't be enrolled in an educational program that limits your availability for work and collect benefits at the same time. If you're sick or disabled, you'll be required to provide a doctor's certificate, including information about when you can return to work. If you become sick or disabled while receiving unemployment insurance benefits, contact your local unemployment insurance office immediately. Putting restrictions on the type of work, the location, or amount of pay you receive could make you ineligible for benefits. You can't refuse a job offer for which you're reasonably suited. Number 3. You must be actively seeking work. This includes a valid weekly work search. Number 4. You must register and participate in the required services of the Employment and Training Office. This includes participating in re-employment services and training. Once you return to full-time work, report your employment to your local unemployment office, or if you're filing with telebenefits or web benefits, when you're asked the question,
"Have you returned to full-time work?"
your answer will be yes. And here's another option. If you return to full-time work, you can simply stop requesting your weekly benefits. This will avoid overpayment and a possible charge of fraud against you. And finally, if you're contacted about your unemployment insurance benefits by phone,
Hello?
email,
You've got mail.
or a letter, you must respond immediately to the Delaware Department of Labor's Division of Unemployment Insurance or any office of the Department of Labor. If you have questions about anything relating to your unemployment insurance benefits, contact your local office. We're here to help.
Thanks.
For additional information regarding eligibility for unemployment insurance benefits, please refer to our Claimant Handbook or contact your local unemployment insurance office for assistance. Claimant handbooks are available in your local office or online. This video and others can be viewed in our local offices. All of our videos are available online in English, Spanish, and other languages at www.delawareworks.com.
La versión en español de los videos del Departamento de Trabajo pueden ser vistos en los kioscos de computadoras de nuestras oficinas locales y están disponibles en inglés y español en www.delawareworks.com.